Hey everybody, Bearded Sloth here. So, just coming to you, another video. Just some more BS views, Bearded Sloth views, my views. Taxes. We all hate them, right? Taxes are a necessary thing in our society. For one, I pay tons of fuel tax. It's supposed to help build the roads I take this freight up and down every day. 561 miles today, by the way. I'm down here in southern Kentucky, Franklin, Kentucky. And there's a lot of talk about President Trump's taxes today. I don't know all the details. I just listened to snidbits of some news and whatnot, but it seems to me there's a misunderstanding from a lot of people about how taxes work in business, especially these real estate, building, stuff like that, right? I'm in trucking. I pay my share of taxes. So let's just go through some basics here. Now, these numbers aren't my numbers, but we'll just nice round numbers. That way I can do math easy. Don't want to make a mistake or nothing. So, my business, Beep Beep Transport, LLC. Let's theoretically, and by the way, I don't have any extra tax knowledge. I'm not telling you what to do, not to do, just my thoughts, my views, my BS views. My business makes $200,000 a year. Wow, that's a lot of money. I wish I got paid $200,000 a year. I know that's what a lot of y'all think. Man, I must be rolling in it. Well, not exactly. So let's just round figures. Again, these aren't right, but let's just say 25% is what the tax rate is. So, $200,000, 25%. Hold on, let me take my shoes off. $50,000. Okay. If that's what everybody's paying, 25%, whatever. Sounds like a legit amount. If you make $200,000, you can afford $50,000, right? No, that's not how this works. We got tax codes, we got write-offs, we got exempt things. So my business has a truck to pay for. This fancy Peterbilt I drive, right? Won't start, but it's fancy. I've got fuel. Lots of fuel. Lots and lots of fuel. I'm happy. I'm getting like over 8 miles to the gallon. I'm thrilled with that, actually. We got all kinds of expenses. Maintenance, tires. I bought one tire. I had to blow up when I first started doing the owner up thing. Cost me almost $900 for one tire to get replaced. It was a road call. Come out, side of the highway, replace it. Business is expensive. No matter what business you're in, you have lots of expenses. Now, trucking has their own little things we get to write off that not all businesses do. A lot of businesses get the same kind of write-offs, like So I, in particular, lease my truck. So my lease payment for my truck, I get to write that off. Write off. And some of you don't understand. That's fine. Let's teach you. Let's learn you something, right? So that $200,000 that we started with, that my business makes, again, theoretically. Let's say I have $100,000 in lease payments. Okay, $100,000. It's not quite that, but and let's say we've got $50,000 or $40,000 in fuel, $10,000 in maintenance. So we're down to $50,000 left. If you kept up with me there, that's what we get taxed on. Is that $50,000? Because that's really all the profit in the business. That's it. That's all the business has left after it paid for all the expenses to make that $200,000. So if you want somebody to pay 25% of $200,000, why would they be in business? They make nothing. There'd be nothing left. So let's say I pay myself that $50,000. Now I take 25% of that. Now this is a little harder math. $12,500, right? Close. I think that's right. That's manageable of $50,000 a year. That's about what I pay. But wait. I personally, I get to write off the days that I spend away from my house. Now, most businesses get to do this, or, but we get a higher percentage than most businesses in trucking. Because I have expenses. I have to, food expenses is what it's supposed to be for. Per diem expenses. So I get to write that off. So so however many days out, there's a percentage. I'm not going to get into the details, but that might be another $15,000. Maybe I had to buy some other stuff for my business expenses. Maybe I need to write all that stuff off too. Something as simple as blankets for my bed in my truck. But, right, so let's say we have $5,000. I don't usually have that much write-offs, but let's just say I got another $5,000. So that's 17, so about $33,000, $34,000, something, 32, whatever. Okay. Now 25% of that's even less, right? Taxes. So, if you're in business and you're buying real estate for millions of dollars, and we tax year to year, so you may have a year where you buy or lease or get a loan, a year where you spend millions of dollars and you only brought in $100,000 worth of tenant money. Well, that's not nearly as good. That's not good at all. That's a big loss. Well, the tax code that's already written, my understanding, is that you can extend some of that loss year to year to year to year. Because business isn't cut and dry. If I make $200,000, I'm not really making $200,000. I guarantee that. So, remember this. When you hear all the news media, everybody hype, oh, well, you know, this blue-collar worker, Joe Blow, works in a factory. Well, he paid this much in tax, and President Trump on this particular year only paid this much in tax. Well, Joe Blow paid more taxes than President Trump did. That's not right. Well, okay. I understand what you're saying. I get it. It's not how taxes work. He's still paying taxes. Just like part of my fuel cost, some of that is in road tax. A lot is in that tax. And other taxes, and sales tax, and all these other taxes we pay too. It's just that income tax might not have paid that year. But he personally, you know, if he actually wrote himself a paycheck and doesn't have write-off personally and things like that, I'm sure there's some taxes being paid there. You're not getting the full picture. There's nothing wrong with what, you know, with doing this. This is the way the tax code's set up. It's been set up this way for years, which President Trump had very little to do with the tax code. That, you know, he had nothing to do with the tax code of the taxes they're talking about. He wasn't a politician. So, these tax laws, these tax codes are wrote in there for a reason, because it makes sense. Well, it doesn't make sense, but there's reasons for it. I can't pay $50,000 in tax if I'm only paying myself $50,000. Because that's all that was left over in my trucking business. So, taxes. Pay your taxes. Give what belongs to Caesar. Give it to Caesar. Give tithe. Give to God. Right? Give God his share. Give Caesar his share. I don't like paying taxes, but it makes sense. Yeah, we have some support, as much as I wouldn't mind everybody on their own figure it out. But as a society, that's just not going to work out very well. So we got to pay taxes. And people got to create business for you to be able to have a job to pay taxes. So even if he didn't pay any taxes, even if he personally or his business didn't pay any taxes, I guarantee there's plenty of employees that paid taxes on that money. Plenty of money there. Plenty of tax money. So don't forget that either. It's generating income, not really called income, but for our country, for all of us, we the people. That's our government. That's our authority. We the people. We're not a democracy, though. Full democracy. We don't get to just vote, popularity vote. Nope. We have representatives that we hire, we elect, and they set all this stuff up for us. Supposed to be in our best interest. I think that gets skewed most of the time, but that's a whole nother topic. So, pay your taxes. Don't worry about what other people are paying or not paying, or, you know, because you don't quite understand it. I get it. That's why we have tax professionals, and that's why we pay them big money to do our taxes. Because it gets complicated. But understand that just because he didn't pay taxes in 1 year doesn't mean he did anything wrong at all. So, from a businessman, let it go. Find something legit that you don't like about him. Stop trying to make stuff up. And on that, Biden had 47 years or whatever to change the tax code if he didn't like those loopholes. Anyways, are you all going to watch the debate tomorrow? It's Monday night right now, by the way. What is it? September 28th, I think. So, the first presidential debate. 29th, tomorrow. I think I'm going to watch it. Alright, taxes. Fun stuff, right? Bearded Sloth signing out.